Hi, this is Nathan, your neighborhood arcade and pinball talk guy. We're going to be reviewing Iron Maiden Legacy of the Beast by Stern Pinball. This is the premium edition. We've already reviewed a pro edition prior. Went ahead and found a premium out in the field en route at Rec Bar in Louisville, Kentucky. Great game, highly reviewed. This Week in Pinball reviewed it as one of the best games of the year, so let's go ahead and check the premium edition out. That said, please also like us, follow us, Facebook, Instagram, Arcade and Pinball Talk under groups, Instagram, Arcade Pinball Talk, as well as click that red subscribe button. Be a bull, click that thing. All right, let's get this review underway, shall we? And, you know, again, this was one of the highest rated games that was out there. It's one of the highest rated games that we've done even in this pro form. So obviously seeing how this premium plays out, we'll know for sure. I will say the ball out frequency on this game is very high. It's very fast as a table as well. That might be why it reviewed so well. I actually like fast gameplay because it makes it more difficult and it allows you to be able to play it for longer periods of time. Table mechanics on this game, you have 4 flippers. You have a flipper up top left, which goes up to a little area where you can super jackpot. Do some bonuses up there, do some combos right in that area. You also have a flipper to the left, or to the right, which is obviously to get around that rail, which is a very fast rail, by the way. I've had to go around there twice already since you've been watching, and it allows you to ball out very, very quick. I will say that right flipper, from what we've heard also, again, there's another ball out. That right flipper does get in the way from what people have told us. So again, be aware, don't just hit your buttons just to hit your buttons. You know, make sure that that right flipper is down when you're hitting your left flipper, because if not, you're going to block yourself. So there's a little strategy for you. Multiple blocks on this thing. I mean, look at this thing. You got a block to the left, block middle left. You have a ramp to the left. You have blocks in the middle with the ball block, and then you also have blocks on the ramp on the right. I mean, good Lord. I mean, add some difficulty to this thing. It definitely has it, that's for sure. And that ramp on the right is actually very high. So that is going to be a moderate to high level difficulty of a ramp. So, you know, again, a lot of ability to ball out on this thing. You know, I know why it won Game of the Year, because you got to get really good at this game to win. Table mechanics are great. I mean, you need a lot of ball speed to enter the ramps. That adds the difficulty level. The soundtrack is just killer. I mean, it is jamming. I mean, the next question here is okay, well, what are your thoughts on it, Iron Maiden here? Home use only, or play it just en route, not worth owning. I would say Iron Maiden, period, in every single one of its formats is worth owning. I don't care if your budget is $10,000 or $5,000. You want to own one of these machines. It is a very well put together machine. The artwork on it is insanely good. The pyramid layout, you know, the graphics, the pharaoh, you know, the Sphinx, I mean, everything that's on this adds to the theme. It looks great, it sounds great, it plays great. So I would absolutely, without a doubt, say that this is a home use. Buy it for your home. You will not regret it. So we went ahead and shot down the Albatross. So let's get it up that ramp so it'll lock again. So we just collected that, got another million, almost hit it again, was hoping to hit it again. Ran out of time on it. There we go. Soundtrack is awesome. Blaring. I mean, hell, I even put a subwoofer underneath this thing just to make it bam out even more. I mean, it is rocking and rolling. And that's one thing I will say. I mean, for me reviewing, I do talk about soundtrack, sound bites, stuff of that nature. We're going to be adding some other variables to our actual review panel, which we'll be talking about a little bit more as these newer reviews come out, just because we want to make some depth to our reviews. We already have 8 pieces of our review that we go over, from replayability to fun factor to table mechanics, soundtrack. I mean, the list goes on and on. Paddle gap. all the things that are going to affect you when you're playing these games. I mean, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, you need to know. I mean, if you're going to buy a game, you need to know what all the variables are. You need to understand it. But also, if you just want to find a game to play, you want to know, so that way you go play the games that are the most fun. That way your experience when you're playing a pinball is the best experience you could have. There we go, got that lockdown. Ace is high on there, earning some credits. Very nice. Great game, beautiful game. Multi-ball is pretty cool. Sound bites are really good too. I was waiting to hear some more of the sound bites before I talked about it with the soundtrack. You got obviously the mascot of Iron Maiden in the background being the antagonizer through the game, sort of like Deadpool is, and Deadpool, he's in there talking smack to you. You know, obviously Eddie's in this one talking smack to you, going through the bonuses, going through the missions, talking about it. I mean, all in all, I mean, this game delivers. I mean, buy it in every format you can. Obviously, there's a lot of opportunity here too. I mean, you can't necessarily find these games always out and about in public, especially a Pro, an LE, a Premium, you know, depending on what brand you're playing. I mean, obviously, this is very hard to find. So again, if there's a virtual emulation of it, I'm sure they'll come out with one eventually. Buy it if it's on, you know, whatever format, from Zen to whatever, whoever ends up owning it. These are great games to play. It allows you to test drive it before you go out and find it in public, but our job is to try to go out, find these mechanical pinballs in public, put the numbers behind it to let you know if it's worth your time to check it out or not. Because again, these could be very far away. But anyway, great game. Again, please follow us on Arcade and Pinball Talk, Facebook, Instagram. We are now on Twitter at Pinball Talk, as well as hit that red subscribe button. Thank you again for watching. We appreciate it. We look forward to our next video. Thank you again.